You will be wondering what has happened. Your astronomers must have just discovered a new planet. Is that not so?
Yes, that's right.
That is where we come from. It is called Mondas.
Mondas? Mondas, but isn't that one of the ancient names for Earth?
Yes. Eons ago the planets were twins. Then we drifted away from you on a journey to the edge of space. Now we have returned.
You were right, Doctor. But who or what are you?
We are called CYBERMEN.
CYBERMEN?
Yes, CYBERMEN. We were exactly like you once, but our cybernetic scientists realized that our race was getting weak.
Weak? How?
Our lifespan was getting shorter, so our scientists and doctors devised spare parts for our bodies until we could be almost completely replaced.
In the 1960s, spare part surgery was a pretty big topic of discussion, especially coming off of the hype over giant heart-lung machines, and even conversation over wiring nerve endings directly into machines. This led Kit Pedler, an English medical scientist and science fiction screenwriter, to have a conversation with his wife about what would happen if a person had undergone too many surgeries like this. First, you replace the leg, then both legs, then the arms, the heart, and then what next? How far does it go? How far could a man go before he becomes more machine than man? How far could a man go before he loses his soul? The Cybermen, created by Jerry Davis and Kit Pedler, would make their very first appearance in the 1966 Doctor Who story, The 10th Planet. The Mondasians were a race of very human-like people who lived on a very Earth-like planet called... Come on, you can do it. Mondas! Yeah, there you go. The Mondasians needed to upgrade and repair their bodies. Both their planet and their species were dying. Extinction was the looming threat, but the Cybermen were the inevitable solution. Ever since then, the Cybermen have made appearance after appearance, cameo after cameo, and it's honestly absolutely amazing to see how far they've come. In the beginning, the Cybermen weren't exactly outright hostile. They only really attacked when they were provoked. They seemed as if they were quickly, desperately thrown together. Certain parts of their bodies are either completely covered or completely replaced with metal and plastic. They ask questions with genuine curiosity.
And live with us.
But we cannot live with you. You're different. You've got no feelings.
Feelings? I do not understand that word.
Emotions, love, pride, hate, fear. Have you no emotions, sir?
And almost seem disturbingly polite, if that makes any sense.
We do not feel pain.
But we do.
That'll fix you. Europol know there's an emergency here now.
That was really most unfortunate. You should not have done that.
As time went on, the Cybermen would be depicted as a much more aggressive force. They were no longer simply trying to save themselves. Now, they saw themselves as an improvement over organic life, and as a result, believed they should, in their own twisted way, save everyone who wasn't like them. They grew large armies, fleets, developed advanced weaponry, and even started a long-lasting intergalactic war with humanity, as well as other races, of course. And, along with this change in personality and mission, came a change in design. As the Cybermen grew more and more aggressive, their designs strayed farther and farther from the original concept. Gone are the disturbingly human faces. No more human hands, silver jumpsuits, or comically large chest units. Instead, the Cybermen have upgraded themselves, and as time goes on, the design becomes more and more robotic, for better or for worse. Some fans believe the more modern designs seem a bit more like a design that would be given to a generic robot rather than a proper Cyberman, but I disagree. I believe the Cybermen would obviously upgrade and improve themselves, and adding extra armor plating would definitely be part of that. But, of course, this all comes down to personal preference, but if I had to choose one design that I think is absolutely perfect, it's going to have to be the Cybus Industries Cybermen. First introduced in the 2006 two-parter story, Rise of the Cybermen and Age of Steel. Now, of course, I grew up with these guys, so this probably has some personal bias attached to it, but I think the Cybermen look like the perfect mix of invasion-ready robot and mangled human corpse in a suit. I mean, I also just think it looks cool, and the voice is really neat too.
Why am I cold?
Oh my god, it's alive. You can feel. We broke the inhibitor. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Why so cold?
Can you remember your name?
Sadly Phelan.
You're a woman.
Where's Gareth?
Who's Gareth?
He can't see me. It's unlucky the night before.
You're getting married.
I'm cold. I'm so cold.
It's alright. You sleep now, Sonny. Let's go to sleep.
It's freezing. All you feel is the cold. All you hear is the wind, and all you can see is flakes of snow flying past your goggles. In this frozen wasteland, you are all alone. As you wait for your friend to return from the errand you sent him on, you notice a shine through the falling snow. You feel a sense of comfort, believing your comrade has returned. It only takes another moment for you to realize something's wrong. You were wrong. You were not alone like you thought you were. This is not your friend. Your friend's movements have personality. Your friend would be moving in a lively human way, especially in this weather. Whatever you see coming towards you is not human, at least not anymore. As you watch the figure approach you, you realize there are more than one. Their movements are slow and zombie-like. They seem completely unaffected or even unbothered by the freezing weather. As they approach you, you begin to make out what they look like. They aren't human. They're monsters. Silver creatures with large, glowing chest units, complete with an oddly shaped headpiece and a blank white mask. Their faces show no expression or emotion. Their eyes show no soul. You feel they have hostile intent, so you shoot. You pull out your gun and shoot, but the bullets don't even make them flinch. Your legs tremble as you realize your fate is sealed. The silver creatures approach you, one of them reaching out for you, preparing to strike you down with one powerful blow. Everything goes black as you stare into the eyes of this inhuman, soulless creature. Scary, right? The Cybermen are a warning. While the Daleks are a glimpse into the past, they're just space Nazis. The Cybermen are a twisted look into a possible future. It may be exaggerated, yeah, but it still holds some very real truth. I personally don't see the Mondazian Cybermen being our possible spooky future. I think the thing that applies to us the most today is the story we saw in Rise of the Cybermen and Age of Steel. Greedy corporate guy has way too much power and ends up using his massive worldwide influence to try and control every human being on the planet. I mean, come on, does that seriously sound that far-fetched these days? This is a future where creativity is no more. A future where uniqueness, individuality, personality, and passion is non-existent. A world run by the great machine. A world created by those at the top, the most greedy and careless of us all. A world that we, as a people, must not let become reality. We might not become Cybermen, these emotionless shells surrounding a barely living human corpse, but we will be replaced and overwhelmed by the very technology we have given life to. Our own creativity will be our downfall, and our own ignorance will fuel the engine to doomsday. Unless we flip that off switch and give control back to life. There's always hope for a brighter future. No matter how many people on YouTube tell you the end is near and we're all doomed, stay optimistic, my friends. The Cybermen have so much potential. They're horrifying in concept, even pretty disturbing in design and sound, and could be the center of some really great stories. And they are! But of course, with how long they've been around, they can be misused. Like, you know, constantly making them act like the Master's pets. I mean, come on. The Cybermen are their own independent thing. They don't want total domination and destruction like the Master does. What the Cybermen want is to, in their own twisted way, again, save everyone. They think the rest of the universe is in pain. whether it wants to admit it or not. And they need to be their saviors to take that pain away. It's honestly a very creative and unique motivation. The best part about the Cybermen is what they are, by the way. Cyborgs, living tissue and brains and corpses shoved into mechanical suits. If you ever take that away, you lose their essence entirely.
Our new cyber warriors are purged of organic components.
At the end of the day, the Cybermen are, in my opinion, the greatest Doctor Who villains ever. And every incarnation of the Cybermen has a wonderful part of this grand legacy we now know today. Even if they had bubbly Darth Vader voices and emotions in the 80s.
Destroy them! Destroy them at once!